13 minutes after 9 on 650 AM WSM and Ronnie Millsap. Who was he during this period of his career when he wasn't Ronnie Millsap?
It was Barry White.
You think it was Barry White?
Yes. Yeah.
Nah, too much high end for Barry White.
Oh, okay.
Smokey Robinson?
Oh, that's a good thing to be, though. I mean, if you got to be something.
He was very 80s right at this point.
Yeah.
In his career, don't you think?
Well, the joyous Fender Rhodes electric piano kind of gives that away. That's a very time-specific instrument.
Yeah, was that alongside, because there just wasn't enough piano, was that alongside the synthesizer?
Yes.
Yes. Or a part of?
I think it was its own incarnation.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Will and Langdon Reed are here. They are Wilson Fairchild. And you were not that at all when last we saw you, but you had the secret.
We weren't. We had to change the name.
You have your real names. Then you were Grand Staff, but you tell this very funny story about all the mispronouncers that came your way as a result.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We got Grand Stuff.
We did. We got Grand Stand.
We got the Grand Staffers.
We got
Grind Staff.
Grand Funk Railroad.
The worst was Grand Staff Infection. So at that point,
we said we got to change.
Wait a minute. Was Larry Gatlin introducing you on that particular night? Like he will tonight at the Ryman Auditorium?
We'll have to wait and see.
That sounds, if he's listening, he's using that one, I'll guarantee you. Yeah.
So another funny little tidbit, we worked a show with George Jones in February, and Langdon and I decided to use that bit on stage talking about the name change. Well, the thing that we didn't calculate was that the 2,000 people we were in front of didn't know who we were to start with. So they really didn't care about the name change. So we had a lady come to buy a CD, and she's like, this CD, is this his name y'all don't like? Is this the one y'all were trying to get away from? It's like, yes, ma'am. Okay, all right, but it's the same music. Okay, all right, very good.
Oh, me.
So you are now officially
Wilson Fairchild.
And the name?
Well, Wilson is Will's middle name.
Yeah.
Fairchild is my middle name. We thought, it was a little bit more duo sounding. We're shaking things up a bit. And also running from the law. We thought we'd change your name for that reason.
Yeah.
And you can sell farm implements, heavy machinery.
Yep. Sure.
Hollis Chalmers, Massey Ferguson, Wilson Fairchild.
Right.
You know what? That would be great. We'll have our own tractor. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would
Either
be
that
great.
or we thought about opening up our own law firm. Wilson Fairchild.
Oh, yeah.
And Associates.
Yeah.
Sounds
Esquire.
good.
You have to have something about Esquire or something.
Whatever that means.
If the music doesn't work, it'll probably be a law firm. Exactly. For sure. Yeah.
Representing people in the music business, right?
Right. Yeah.
You got to be excited to be in town to celebrate the music. And, of course, you guys do it on stage to a certain degree every night you're out.
Sure.
But this night, this honor bestowed upon the Statler brothers.
We are thrilled and honored to be here and are proud to say that we're best friends with our dads and our other country music fathers. Through our musical journey, Langdon and I never left town without Statler Brother music in the car. There was nothing better than driving down the road at 2 o'clock in the morning and listening to an old Statler Brothers album.
When you would vacation as a family, were they able to really step out of that Statler Brothers star role and into, hey, we're the Reed family and we're on vacation wherever it is? And did you listen to the radio, or was it one of those things like, I don't want to hear music from your dads? I don't want to hear about music?
No, first of all, they are the most humble guys you will ever meet. And they did a great job of always switching hats when they needed to. When they were on the road, excuse me, when they were on the road, it was all business. And then when they would come home, they put on a different hat, and it was all about the family. And our dads, they coached our t-ball teams, and they were involved in school activities, and just really small town people. And then they get on the bus and go and play in front of thousands of people in an arena. So, and I know that was kind of hard for them probably to compromise those two things, but they did it, and they did it well. And so, yeah, it was. I'm sure it was tough for them to, change those hats when you're with your family and not in business. But they always did it and made sure that family was always first.
How big is Stanton?
30,000 people.
About 30,000?
Yeah.
So where do they hang out, like in the mornings now that they're retired? What do? They go someplace and drink coffee?
I'm guessing.
Eat honey buns?
At the kitchen table.
I'm guessing they're in some sort of comfortable clothes right now in front of their computer listening to this interview.
No kidding.
They are. Yes.
years ago people used to gather around the radio. Now you have to gather around the computer, to hear the radio.
But it's the same concept, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's just like the Waltons. They would gather around the radio.
That's right.
Just a different technology.
That's right.
Here with Wilson Fairchild, Will and Langdon Reed on 650 AM WSM. Well, let's see if this sounds familiar, all right?
Been called America's poets who started out